Welcome to Know Your Worth TV. Welcome back to another dope interview here with Miss Kathy Morales. I'm so excited. A lot of nominees, a lot of great stories, and we continue with another great story today. These nominees you can actually see on June the 28th at the second annual Spotlight Award, which is going to be a phenomenal show. Having creatives, having fashion bloggers, having models, having actors, actresses all in one building. The energy is going to be amazing. So you want to be there. You want to go get your tickets at contentcreatorsexp.com before it's too late, because there is only a limited amount of seats and you do not want to miss out. Or go also check out some of their nominees and what they're doing at Content Creators EXP on their social media. But today, again, we have Miss Kathy. She is an actress. She is an entrepreneur. She is a model. She is a dancer. She is a creator. She is what we call a jack of all trades. So, Miss Kathy, how are you doing today?
I am doing amazing. I'm drinking my matcha and I'm happy to be here talking to you today.
Same. Get your nice little Starbucks drink this morning. Is that your go-to
Um,
drink?
yes, I just switched actually. I used to love my caramel, ice frap, all that stuff, and then I just transitioned into matcha. And I love Starbucks. My
Nice.
boyfriend's always killing me. But
I've
yeah, it's
had the caramel macchiatos. That is my wife's go-to drink as well. I'm not a Starbucks fan in general, but that's probably what I would drink. She tends to just randomly bring me one. I'm like, babe, I'm drinking my Cafe Bustelo. I'm good with that. You know what I mean? So,
Cafe Bustelo is strong. Cafe Bustelo is still really good.
but what's up? Talk to me. Tell us how a little bit more about you and how you got into the industry of really entertainment. That's really the realm of everything that you're doing. How did you get into the industry?
Yeah. Oh man, we're gonna go back. I think I knew I wanted to be in some type of the entertainment industry when I was like 8, 9 years old because I used to always mimic Shakira in my kitchen. I had like this floor to sitting a mirror, and I used to always try to belly dance. But every time my parents will get around me, I'll get super shy, and they'll just ask me like, "What are you doing? Do you like to dance?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think I want to get into it." Funny story: in middle school, I was playing softball. My dad always wanted me be a softball player in college, X, Y, and Z. I tried out for my first dance team in middle school. I didn't make it, so I was heartbroken. Tried out again in high school, and I was playing softball and dance, and that's when my love for dance really came in. I've been dancing, like I said, for the past 9 years, and with that, I've been able to meet some incredible people, artists, and just people in the industry. I think I really love what the entertainment industry brings and how many doors it can open. And being born and raised in Miami, I think like we're in the hot city of all of that. So it's been really cool to just navigate through that for the last like 9, 10 years.
Okay. So yes, you've been doing this for a very long time. So you've seen a lot of ups and you've seen a lot of downs. Okay, so we started dancing. You've been doing that for some time. I have to get straight into it. And I know that you're an entrepreneur, and right behind you, there's a sign that says entrepreneur. When did you realize that you wanted to be an entrepreneur?
I honestly, I think I
The other
took the
side,
leap
the
of
other side.
faith. Oh, my bad, y'all. I think I took the faith
That's
of being an entrepreneur last year. I think I've always had it in me, but I just had to have faith that everything was gonna pan out, and that's when I started my social media company, Social Alliances. And I think I've always been a hustler since I was a kid. I think I hated working a 9 to 5, especially if I ever wasn't passionate or driven. I did go to school for marketing and communications. I wanted to be a TV reporter. I did an internship, and I hated it. I was like, oh no, I cannot wake up at 5 in the morning just to talk about hard news. So what can I do? Can I be in the urban
Mhm.
culture? So that's when I started navigating also into acting, being a TV host for like urban hip hop culture. And like I said, I feel like I'm so multifaceted. I just love everything. I don't like being confined in a box. I can dance, I can act, I can be a TV host in front of people, I can interview people. And I'm pretty lucky and blessed to have been, just working in different and tapping into different things to see what I really truly like and have a passion for. So being an
Dope.
entrepreneur,
Yeah.
I think, has always been instilled in me some way, somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think doing the dancing and doing the acting and all that, it's really an entrepreneur route because you have to go out there and get your own gigs and do all these different things.
Mhm.
But it's how do you bring it into one and then also now giving into someone else where you provide your services directly to somebody else versus having to go get those gigs on your own. So that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. And for the social alliances, can you go ahead and talk about what is the social alliances? What do you actually do if you can tap into more of that so people can know exactly how they can hire you for your services?
Yes, so social alliances, I think it's very needed. I feel social media management or social media in general is just going to skyrocket in the next 5 to 10 years. We have the older generation, who don't really know how to navigate through social media. So with my services, I built out your content creation. I create your videos, I take your photos, then I map out your content creation for the whole month just to make it easier for my customer to not worry about social media. So anything that has to do with video, taking photos, writing your captions, building a strategy of your own personal niche. If you're in real estate, if you're a fitness trainer, is what I really focus on. And I love just building a brand for that person. I think it excites me just to help them out any way that I can because I have been doing this for quite some time. So that's pretty much what
Got it.
social
Yeah.
media does.
Giving your
Mhm.
expertise to the next person that may not be so involved into social media. And we definitely see that a lot, especially in our older generation. So that's pretty
Yeah.
dope that you're doing that. You did touch on fitness modeling. I did see that you are into fitness. How important is fitness in your life right now?
Oh, it is super important. So a little bit about my background with my family. I lost my mom to cancer a year ago. I want to say a year ago, almost two, and that was a very
Sorry to hear
eye.
that.
It's okay. It was a very eye opening moment for me because it sucks, especially like in the Hispanic culture. You always hear about cancer, but our family is so stuck on like cafecito, pan con leche, just eating very bad and greasy foods that it was a wake up call to me. So fitness kind of became a stress reliever for me. But I also know that it brings benefits as far as looking the part. And when you're honestly in the entertainment industry, you have to look fit. You have to look good in front of the camera. I have gone through my challenges, as you expressed earlier. When I was with the Marlins, I was considered the most curviest girl. I was considered the biggest girl. Even though if you see me in real life, I don't consider myself to be XL. But sometimes the industry can be very harsh in that way, and I just took pride in breaking down the barriers. I feel like I was born curvy. I cannot be any skinnier than I am, but I could be fit. So I just take
Mhm.
pride in just taking care of myself when it comes to that.
Love it. Yeah, definitely. Health is wealth, as the
Hmm.
term is, and it's so important, especially now, as you mentioned, a lot of just the not just Latinos, but in the island, the salt that we consume, all these things that are really good, but not good for us, right? We got to
Exactly.
start worrying about what it is that is actually going into our body, so we do stop these generational curses at some
Exactly.
point. So I'm happy that you're starting very early and you're getting in tune with that, and you're also showing others like, listen, it's okay to find different ways, right? To also deal with a tragedy in your life, and that was your outlet. Your outlet was, you know what? Let me get my mind onto something else, which was health and fitness. So that's amazing. Kudos to you on that. Now, I did want to tap in because you spoke about the Marlins, and I really want to get into it. And it's not just that particular journey, but tell us how that got started, and then we'll kind of talk about some more barriers that you had to overcome in just the industry in general. But how did the Marlins come about for you?
Um, I always wanted to be a part of a team in Miami. I wanted to be a Miami Heat girl originally. I tried out when I was 18, but I was overweight. I was considered to be a little bit overweight. So I said, let me backtrack. Let me focus on what I have to do. And then I saw the Miami Marlins had an audition, and they're like, you know what, you should try that first, and then you can do Miami Heat a year after, the season after, as practice. So I auditioned, I made it. It was challenging. We would literally practice routines from, I want to say, 10 in the morning till probably 4 p.m. And then we'll have a trainer come and then just work us out after that. So it definitely did take a toll on me mentally, physically, but I loved the Miami organization, Miami Marlins. They're amazing. Such a fun staff to work with. They take care of us. And I think I really learned my discipline in the Marlins, and I'll always thank them for that. And after that, I really started navigating into my own personal gigs, whether it was working with smaller agencies. I will get booked for multiple. I have done over, I think I was telling my boyfriend, I think I've done over 100 music videos, which is crazy.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
today, so I have been blessed enough to work, like I said, with some amazing people: Daddy Yankee, Faruko, Daryl, Sean Paul. I just did a video with Egyptian, which is a guy who sings "Hold You." It's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey so far.
Nice. And how does that make you feel as a young girl probably watching some of these artists and know like I get to be a part of this now? Like, how does that make you feel knowing that as a little girl you probably were dancing, singing to these songs at home, but now you're singing and dancing to these songs in person? How's that feeling for you?
One, amazing. I think it's, I how do you say it? It's crazy when you're in the moment. You don't think like, damn, I'm here. But looking back and seeing what I've done, anything is possible. I think any younger generation that is seeing this, any girl that wants to be doing music videos, that wants to act, just wants to be in the entertainment industry, all you have to do is really just put yourself in these rooms and don't be shy to just go for it. I think I've always been a woman that I'm like, I'm gonna just do it. Even though I'm scared, even though I'm nervous, I'm gonna go to that audition. I'm gonna go to, these network events and just put myself out there, because you never know what you can get off of it. And I love building. I think it's been amazing. I think I still have a long way to go. I want to be in Netflix. I'm always telling my boyfriend, I'm like, I want to do a stunt. Like, I want to be a badass character now. So that's why I've been so hard in the gym lately. So yeah, I think I do love it.
Amazing. And you threw in there like everything is possible, right? Everything is possible. You have
Mhm.
a vision, you have a dream, go chase it. Don't give up. Don't let nobody tell you in your case that you're too big or you're too curvy or you're too this, you're too that. Find your way into these opportunities. So going now into these opportunities, have you ever been somewhere where you've had someone say something that really hurt you to the point that you thought to yourself, man, should I even be doing this? Because I was just actually in a panel. We talk about the entertainment industry could be very mentally draining. It can cause a lot of mental issues, rejections, right? The rejections, like this is a entertainment industry is a space where you get probably so many rejections. Have you had a rejection in your time that that kind of almost broke you to do not want to do this no more?
Of course. And I think having so many doors slammed into my face made me realize how much I love doing what I do. I've, like I said, with the Heat, they told me I was too big. Come back next season and we'll see where we'll go from there. I have gone to auditions that I haven't been able to do the world tour with artists because I was just wasn't the right fit. I have gotten second place to an acting short film that I couldn't make it because I just wasn't I didn't have enough credits, or I didn't have enough, I wasn't there yet. So I think with all the no's that I have slammed into my face, is just, I tell myself, you got to keep pushing, you got to keep working. Like, if God has instilled something in my heart that I wake up each and every day that I want to accomplish, there's something in there that I have to just continue to push forward. And with
Mhm.
every no, I always tell, like, me and my boyfriend talk to each other. Every no, a bigger door is going to come, something bigger is going to happen. So I try not to dwell on it so much. As of lately, one thing I've learned after my mom's passing is that life is short. You got to live in the moment, you got to go 100% each and every day, and what's meant for you will be meant for you. So just keep striving and just keep going.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I do agree that anytime that you hear that no, it's because there's something greater. You know what I mean? And I love that you go directly to that mind space. It's like, all right, you know what? Maybe this just wasn't for me. However, it's a learning lesson. Do you also agree that anytime that you go and hear those no's, that you're learning something from them?
1,000%. 1,000%.
Yep.
And just everybody has their own shining time. I do believe if it's not meant for me and it's meant for the person in front or whoever they have chosen, it is their time, and that's okay. That's a part of life. You continue to grow, you continue to learn, and like I said, you never know what's coming to you in the next month that might be even bigger and better than you ever dreamed of. I think it's just following your passions, and as long as you do what you love to do, things will pan out for you. Things will work out in your favor. So,
Love it, love it. What's some of the things that you've done other than in the music industry, with music videos that you've done, maybe in the short film, modeling? Seems like I've seen a lot of runway, print. Maybe I'm not
yes.
sure if you've done some print. What are some of the
Mhm.
things that you've done that you can't even, fathom? Like, man, I remember being a little girl, and this was in
Ooh.
a vision for me, but I'm physically doing it. Do you anything comes to mind?
Working with Foot Locker Women, being a part of Cardi B's collection and featured in that was amazing because I've always wanted to work with a brand such as like Adidas, Nike, and just have my own like photo with that. I think that was an amazing moment. Doing my own short film last year, I was in LA, where I got to play the stepmom, and I had a little son. And just being in the energy of the production team, waking up, reading your table scripts, and interacting with the other actors was something that I truly like. I loved every second and moment of it. Looking back, I would never think to myself I would be in LA working with this team for like a month, and getting paid for it. On top of that, getting paid for doing something that you love to do was amazing. And I've done a lot of cool things. Where I've worked with Savage Fenty, Rihanna's brand. Right now, after this
Okay,
call,
yeah.
I'm gonna going with Pretty Little Thing on a yacht, for Afro Nation, which is pretty cool. It just has its perks. I think it's cool. And the most important thing I tell everybody, I don't have the biggest following. I think I only have like 20,000. But as long as you have a good relationship with people, and as long as you can be just a good person and know how to network, you will be in these rooms. You don't have to have the largest followings. I take pride in being considered, I don't know if I'm considered micro now or nano, because there is a lot of opportunity for people. So yeah, I like it.
Okay, love it, love it. So let's talk about the networking part. How would you network in in the entertainment industry? Like, what does that look like? Because people, it's such a big thing in any business networking, but in the entertainment industry in general, because there is a vast majority of you guys that are wanting that same role, and maybe don't get it. But how important and how would you network in the entertainment industry?
I think I've learned with Miami, we do have a lot of boutique agencies, and I have created my own profiles. And let's say I do land a gig with them, and I'm in that gig, I'm in that music video, and the director also does short film. I'm one to go up personally to the director, introduce myself. A lot of people call me Kimora, but it's literally my first and last name combined. So I'll just introduce myself and be like, hey, my name is Kimora. I'm a professional dancer. I act. If you ever have any future roles in mind for me, tap me in or just email me, or like we'll exchange our Instagrams most of all. And it will start working from there because they'll remember, like, oh, this is the girl who did X, Y, and Z. She'll be perfect for this role. So now multiply that times 10 other videos that I'm doing or other directors that I'm meeting. I will always introduce myself. And I think that's a big takeaway. Don't be that girl in the corner that is on the phone and just waiting for your moment to be in front of the screen and then you go back to the corner. Be a person in the room and be present because you don't know the projects that directors are working on the side. They always have work coming in, and that's always been my mindset is just, who is this director, where are you from, what's your favorite food, how can we work together?
Yeah.
uh, because in this industry is really building together, is building a team to make a vision happen. It's just not one person. But yeah, that's how I usually go with networking. Any event space that I go to, even let's say for today, if I go to the yacht and I meet the marketing director for Pretty Little Thing, I will make sure to have a conversation with her and just let my presence be known. So that's how I'll go about it.
Yeah, networking is a huge thing, and people just have to understand you have to network, you have to be able to communicate as well. Those are huge factors in just any industry in reality. But if it's entertainment that you're wanting to do, as she mentioned, don't be that person just sitting in corners. Be the person that's really involved, so they can see how involved and how you can work with others, ideally. So
Yeah.
perfect. I love it. So let's also talk about some of the modeling stuff. So did that just come about because someone wanted you to model and you said, "Yes, I can take it on," or did you always want to also model?
Listen, I don't know if it's because I'm a Leo and Leo loves, we love anything that's with the lights and all that stuff.
Really quick,
Uh,
Kathy, sorry to cut you off, but you've
oh,
been frozen for some time. I don't know if you want
oh,
to
I
uh,
feel I'm moving my screen. I don't
yes,
know.
I see you on both the actual live and then also on where the platform that we're on, and you've been frozen for some time.
Think somebody, hold on. Hold on. Can you see me now? I think somebody was calling me.
Not yet.
No?
Not yet.
How can I do
If
it?
you
Let's see.
wanna get out and come back in and see if that helps you.
Okay, let me see.
So, guys, if you're just tuning in, we do have Miss Kathy, which is an actress. She's a model. She's a dancer. She's also an entrepreneur. Just started her business. I'm really just excited to see another nominee and the work they've been putting in and how they got here. A lot of times we want someone's life because of what we see on social media. However, we don't realize it actually takes a lot of things to get to those places. It takes a lot of rejection to get to those places. So when you think of, oh my God, someone is so lucky, which I hate so much. I hate the terminology, oh, you're so lucky, because people don't realize that it's not luck. It's really the hard work, it's the dedication that you put into the craft. So when you tell somebody, oh, you so lucky to be in that opportunity, understand that that didn't come easy. No one handed that opportunity to them. It was actually something that they worked very hard for. It was sleepless nights. It was a lot of training. It was especially in the acting business, where there's a lot of reading, being able to understand what it is that you're actually going to be presenting, and then going into character. So stop telling people that they're so lucky all the time when you don't really know what's the backstory. Welcome back.
Ooh,
How are you doing? I was just
period.
period.
Preach.
So go ahead. Let's go ahead and talk about the modeling. How did that come about for you?
Modeling, let's see. Let me be honest. I've never been comfortable with modeling because in my eyes, I didn't look like a Victoria's Secret model. I've never been a size one. I've never been a size two. So for me, it's just like, I could be more in the commercial modeling. I could be the Target girl smiling. I could be the Walmart girl. So I've always stemmed into that. And with casting networks,
Mhm.
when I was in LA, that's when I really started self-submitting to these projects. And I have done a couple brands when it's like food friendly or just that type of modeling. And then my boyfriend, his name is Ronald Wayne. He's one of the biggest photographers out here in Miami. He told me, he's like, babe, would you do Hot Miami Styles fashion show for Lauderdale? This was like 2 months ago. I'm like, are you sure you think I pan out? And he's like, just do it. So I had the amazing opportunity to represent Hot Miami Styles and walk with them. Such a great team too. I love everybody in that who works for my Hot Miami Styles, and it got me out of my comfort zone. So now, crossing fingers, I will be for Miami. I'll be walking in Miami Swim Week with a couple of brands that I don't want to mention yet. So
Yeah.
it's
So,
fun.
so
Uh huh.
go ahead. Go ahead. Keep talking.
No, I was saying modeling. It's fun. I love it. I don't knock it, but I think acting, since I've gotten a taste of what every little thing is, I think I love to act because you're actually impersonating somebody, you're actually becoming somebody, versus models, you just walk, you really don't talk, you just show what you
Mhm.
have, which is still beautiful, but it's just I like both, but I do love my acting more than modeling. But I've had some chances to work with some, amazing brands in it, and it's nice, it's cool.
So when it comes to Runway, clearly it opened up a couple of doors. But how do you feel about it now? At first, you weren't a little, are you a little nervous? Are you excited about the next one, or is there still a little nervousness when you're knowing that you're going to be walking in front of others like that?
I think it's a little bit of having anxious or being a little bit having anxiety, I think I'm so comfortable with performing because of dance in front of people that when it comes to walking, I'm like, I got this. Like I could do this. I just gotta swing my hips back and forth, pose a little bit, and keep walking. So I actually think it's a lot of fun, and I think it's beautiful that I can represent women of my figure. I don't have my body done. I'm 100% natural, natural curves, butt, boobs. Um, so as long as I can represent another younger girl and she sees me up there and she has dreams of doing that as well, that's enough for me and that makes me happy.
Love it. And what do you feel your purpose is here on Earth as long as you live?
I think oh that's a good question. Being a star seed, and by that I mean is helping others of service, being a light that shines onto others. I think I love just being of service, whether it be my social media, whether it me speaking about the hard moments that I've gone through my with my mom. How do I handle grief? How do I turn that into who I am becoming now? I've had my own podcast too, where I talk about women empowerment. I talk about difficult, about abortion. I talk about all topics that a lot of women tend to confine in themselves, and letting the world know that, you know, it's okay. We're all human. We all go through our things. I think as long as I'm doing some type of active service to my community, my I don't know. I can't pinpoint where I'll be in the future, but
Mhm.
if I have a big platform like Kiki Palmer, I love Kiki Palmer. That she could do into acting and then she has her own network and her radio show. That's where I see myself eventually in the future.
Yeah, I love me some Kiki Palmer too. She's
I
amazing.
love
Love
her.
me some Kiki. Um, that's so cool. That's so cool. And when you talk about women, so there's a couple of things I really want to tap into. You spoke about women empowerment. You also
Mhm.
spoke about earlier on how you didn't see yourself as this Victoria's Secret model. Is that stem to earlier parts of your life? Like, do you feel that there is that where that woman empowerment and you almost kind of not feeling that you fit this mold of this beautiful, skinny, plastic woman per se? Does that
Mhm.
come from young ages?
1,000%. I think growing up and just watching them and doing the fashion show on TV, I loved the wings. I loved everything they have. But I would always tell my parents, I'm like, there's no really, there's no thick girls here. There's no curvy girls here. Like they need to change something different. And I'm just so happy that with Rihanna's line, she has been so diverse and is killing it in the lingerie space and her own line, because we do need more of that. I don't knock Victoria's Secret down. They're beautiful, but I feel like this world that we live in now, we have such a diverse culture. Like we've always had a diverse culture, but the fact that we're now showcasing it, and also in dance, we have big girls that can move. Like Lizzo, she's doing a world tour with all her dancers who are X plus size, and they're killing it. And most
Mhm.
people can't fathom that bigger girls have stamina. They still do, and they could probably outdance you any other like any other way. So it's a beautiful thing that we're breaking barriers. But I do believe it stems from a younger generation of just me seeing that. And the fact that I'm doing it here in Miami now, how, with my body and stuff, I think it's amazing. I think we should just continue to push forward and break barriers.
Absolutely love it. And who are some of the
Mhm.
people that you've kind of looked in the industry and giving you some motivation or some ideas on um, what to be, what to do, how to do it? What are some of the people that you look to as you get further into this career? I know we said Kiki Palmer. Is there anyone else?
Um, I
Shakira. We
think
heard Shakira.
I think my soul tribe, I feel like somebody that I absolutely love and look up to is Alicia Keys. I
You said all the
love,
good people right now. I love me
woo,
some Alicia Keys too.
I love her. I'm going to her concert. It's coming. And I told my boyfriend, I'm like, I will honestly will be the first time I cry in a concert, because I love everything that Alicia Keys embodies. I love her soul, her energy, her vibe, how she could be a badass in what she does and still be super zen with her family and private with her family. And she's a queen. So I think I would love to have that type of like energy. But as far as when it comes to the industry and dominating, like I said, I feel like Keke Palmer is making her own lane. Tyler Perry is a man, whatever. I love Tyler Perry. The
Really,
fact,
really quick, Kathy, just to cut you off. It's just I hear you. It's just you're
oh,
stuck again.
what is going on with my thing? I don't know what's happening,
I
y'all.
want to be able to see all the facial expressions when
I
you talk about these great,
know.
amazing individuals, because those are some really good people that you mentioned, Alicia Keys and Tyler Perry.
I don't know. Let me see. If I get off and off the cam, I don't know.
No, let
No,
me see. Let me make sure. No,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah, you're
know.
still frozen.
Should I leave him, come back in? I
Yeah,
have to
go
do
ahead and
that
do that.
again.
That's cool.
Okay.
All right, guys, give it just a moment. But this is live. This is what happens on live TV. There's no editing involved. This is truly just us having a good old conversation. And one thing I love about these interviews, and when people reach out to me and say, "Well, do you have any interview questions for me?" The answer is always no, because I don't see it as an interview. I truly just see it as us having a conversation, getting to know one another. And I've always kind of taken that step into these interviews as more just a conversation. So it's always really lovely to have raw conversations. You see that this is a live episode. There's no need for editing. We're live people and things happen. So if you ever wanted to know the backstory, if you ever wanted to create your own space, understand that these things happen and you got to be a professional at all times, just like Miss Kathy, a professional in the work industry. And we keep going. The show must go on in this case. But go ahead, let's talk about it. We said Alicia Keys, Miss Beautiful Alicia Keys. I've always loved her since a young little kid, and this world tour that she's going on has been amazing so far. I've definitely seen some of the highlights. But you were just tapping into Tyler Perry. Why Tyler Perry?
Oh, he is breaking the mold. Tyler Perry, I could go back to his old movies, and I always said it's in my manifestation board that I will work on a project with Tyler Perry in Atlanta. But the fact that he is building his own studio, his own acres, his own like Warner Brothers in Atlanta, it is truly inspiring because he's building others people's careers, other actors who look up to him, and he's opening up these doors. So I think that's a beautiful thing to watch in time right now. And I will love to be in a room with Tyler Perry. I will love to like go into his mind and just how he thinks as a creative. I think is truly inspiring. And being a Latina, I think we need more Spanish actors out there. I feel like we need more of that. So yeah, those people I truly look up to day in and day out. Alicia Keys, Keke Palmer, Tyler Perry, Michael B. Jordan. Even though I love he's a new actor though. But I just love anybody who's grinding. Honestly, anybody who's getting after it is what I enjoy.
But is he really a new actor, or is he just finally getting the shine that he deserves?
I think he's had a couple. I mean, as far as major features, I think the last couple of roles he's had has been his breakthrough moments. But who knows?
Mhm.
I think he has been. I think he has been since he's been what, a teen in the industry.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I have to read
But and
more
that's the
into.
thing is that kind of going back to those moments of someone, even for yourself, like there's so much bigger things that will be happening to your life, but people didn't see these small, not so small because they're big, but until you get into these huge Tyler Perry films, people think like, oh, she's just starting off. No, she's been putting in the work, for years now. It started
Yeah.
as a Marlins dancer, and then she's doing these music videos probably in the backgrounds, and when they finally get to these big pictures, people think, oh, this person has just got to this point. So never sit here and knock somebody when you think they just got there, when in reality they've been putting in the work. It's just they had to do all these little pieces of work. So when that huge opportunity comes, they're more than prepared. And kind of going back to what you said is
Exactly.
like, hey, when someone tells me no, maybe it just wasn't my moment. Maybe I need a little bit more preparation, and taking that type instead of just getting so mad when you leaving a callback or an audition. It's like, all right, what can I do better to prepare myself for the next time? So I
Exactly.
love it.
As beautifully said, though, I think a lot of people miss the fact that, like you mentioned with Michael B. Jordan, you just caught me there. These people with Keke Palmer, they have been in the industry 20 years plus since they were kids in the
Mhm.
industry. And now you see them actually like being in the moment of who they've become. So, like I said, you really have to love this type of work and know that it's not overnight and it's a longevity road. It's like a long road ahead of you. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So one thing is about getting there. Another thing is about sustaining it. What
Woohoo.
is how hard is it to sustain um what is that you're doing?
A lot of prayer. I'm kidding.
A
Besides a
lot of
lot of faith
prayer,
from
yes,
me,
that could definitely be it.
um, like I said, I'm like, once you know, like you love what you do, interviewing people. Like I'm pretty sure like that's a part of you. You wake up every day and you get a type of high off of it. I think we as humans shouldn't ignore and think that we're any less than average. Or I always tell people, if you're in a job that you're unhappy, quit that job and do what you truly love to do, because money will come after that. And same thing goes for this. Like you have to have perseverance. You have to believe that something is going to come out of it. As long as God is, like, for me, I'm really, obviously I'm very big into God. As long as he continues to guide me and tell me like, keep going, Kathy, keep going each and every day, I will continue to strive for my dreams. So that's my biggest takeaway with that.
Hell, as long as it continues to wake us up every morning, we're gonna continue to
Exactly.
do what it is that we're called for and walk into that purpose. So no, I
And
agree. I
every
agree. I always say that.
morning,
My whole thing is people is like,
uh-huh.
go ahead.
No, 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 go ahead. What were you saying?
Oh, no, I was just saying, it's to the point when people ask me like, how are you doing? And it's like I'm blessed. I'm so thankful. I got an opportunity to wake up and to see another day and to, be a better version of myself and take any lessons that I had yesterday that maybe I wasn't good at, and today I'm actually able to do better at. So always thankful for God for the opportunity. Some people couldn't make it, to see another day. So it's amazing.
Amen. Amen. I love that.
Kathy, I know you're not gonna want to hear this, but you're frozen again.
Listen, I do not know. I'm about to turn off my camera. We're just about to talk this out because I don't know what's happening. And I'm on Wi-Fi.
And you wouldn't want to see the face that you're stuck on right now either. Oh no, my Wi-Fi has been acting up a little bit as well. But I can just see it on the YouTube on the live that right now you are stuck. Okay, you're good.
Okay, I got off of my Wi-Fi. Maybe that helps.
That Wi-Fi is never
It's
it has a
crazy.
mind of its own.
Yeah, I
But you,
apologize.
you
Apologize
it's
to
all
the people.
good. It's all good. It happens. We can't control the Wi-Fi. These are the uncontrollables. Even though they tell you got 5G and you got the best of the best,
Exactly.
they
It's
just take
still
they
not.
just take our money. Um, but go ahead. You were mentioning something on your end, just about God. So let's always give him his glory and talk about
Yes.
it. What were you going to
I
say about that?
I always tell everybody it's super important to journal. Every morning I wake up and I literally go out to the balcony. I get my journal, I drink my matcha, whatever water, but I make it a point at least 5 to 10 minutes just to tell God what I'm grateful for. The littlest things. Thank you for, like having sushi last night. Or thank you, God, for letting me go to the gym. Thank you, God, for letting me move my body or talk to people. Because a lot of people, we can take for granted what we have, what we can do, that we can move, we can walk, we can drive, we can hear, we can talk. A lot of people can't do that. And the fact that we are still here and like you said, waking up each and every day is just another day of a chance, another day that we can be better, and working towards our goals. So I think meditating and praying every morning keeps me super level headed with my day.
Absolutely. That's actually really good. I love everything you just mentioned. It is so absolutely true. Just
Mhm.
small things, right? Waking us up, giving us health, letting our feet touch the floor, like
Yeah,
getting us home every night, because you hear
exactly.
stories as well on that. And it is being thankful for what you currently have. Um, I've been able to travel recently to South Africa, and the smallest thing was water, right? I'm drinking a fresh bottle of water, and they're like, why do you always come in with a fresh bottle of water? But the whole reason is that they told me don't drink the water over there, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I needed to get my water. Like, what do I say? And so I said, where do you get your water from? And he's like, well, we just get it from the tap. So literally the faucet, and they put in their fridges so that they can
Mhm.
feel like they're drinking cold water. And I'm sitting here like, so I give him, I had a brand new bottle of water, and I give him a brand new bottle of water. And then I ask him, how does it taste? And he's like, oh my God, so different. Right. Those little
That's
things
great.
that we don't realize. Another thing was they live without, at least in Cape, like the Cape Town area, that they
Mhm.
live without electricity for 8 hours a day. And if you don't have
That's
a generator,
yeah.
then you're without electricity. So if you got home and your mom didn't cook yet, the electricity doesn't come on to 8, 9 o'clock. Your mom probably not gonna cook at that time. So I see a lot of them eating ramen noodles, right? So when you say thank God for that sushi, someone else is eating ramen noodles
Ramen
because
noodles.
that's all they can do. So yeah, man, we got to be very thankful for what we have and what we're blessed with, and just thankful even sometimes for the things that God has put us through, because without that, it doesn't make the strong person that you are today. So I love it. I love that you say that. Just journal it in, and talk about, talk to God and have those conversations. They're really, really important. So thank you for sharing that and being transparent. Some
Yes.
people don't like to talk spiritual, but I love it. I love it all the time. I believe that's why we're here. Um, is there anything that you encountered through your adulthood or childhood that was really a game changer? I know we spoke about the death of your mom, but was there anything else, especially as a Latina, going into maybe some castings where they wanted you to be something that you just were not comfortable being?
Um, I've always had the image of being a vixen model, and I've never been comfortable with that. Um, I know a lot of people in Miami. Being born and raised, I was exposed to a lot of things at a young age. I was going to my first club at the age of 15. I've been around rappers, athletes, everything you can name it. And I feel like people always painted me or wanted me to be the girl that has the OnlyFans, the girl who can be very sexy and that. And I've never felt comfortable with that because of how I look. People just assume a certain way. And that's why I'm, even with my social media, I try to be super transparent and I try to have a voice because I want people to know I am not that type of female. I love it for other girls. If that's what you do and you make your money, hey, bless you. Just be careful. Do what you have to
Mhm.
do. Um, but I think that's the only other thing that I just never like to be considered a vixen or something of that nature. I'm more
Yeah.
than that, you know. Yeah.
Absolutely. So stay authentic to you. She never had to change herself for no fame. It's just, hey, I'm loving what I do. I'm gonna stay authentic to who I am. Love it. Love it.
Exactly.
So we are coming here to some, your time. I want to respect your time. But there's that one question I ask everyone is, what is that know your worth moment that allowed you to know that this is what you'll be doing forever? The entertainment industry, such a tough, tough industry. But what was that moment that allowed you to know I love this and I'll be doing this?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm trying to stem all the way back. Honestly, I think no, it's not even all the way back. I had a conversation with Egyptian. Egyptian, if you guys know, he is an icon in Bahamas, Jamaica, and I was just having a real moment with him. He was smoking his weed. He smokes like 10 blunts a day because that's what their culture. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Egyptian, like, how do you feel about being an icon? Like, how do you feel about being in who you are at this moment? And there I am networking or just having a conversation with him, and he's like, Kimora, he's like, it's black and white. He's like, if you really love this, just do it. He's like, coming from me, I am Egyptian. What people see, he's like, all you got to do is really just pay it forward. He's like, if there's a passion, he's like, your mom didn't die for no reason. He's like, continue to push. And I think that was a holy shit moment. Like, he is so right
Mm-hmm.
about that. You know, she didn't die
Mm-hmm.
just to die. She died, and that is making me the woman who I am today and now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, it was so simple what he said, but it just connected all the dots for me, especially because he's a lot older, a lot wiser in the industry that he is in. And it was just that simple. Just continue, bro. Like that. A lot of people get so in their head and overthink about who they can be, and you just have to have faith in yourself that you're somebody. If this is what you want to do, then put in the work each and every day.
Yeah, for him, it wasn't his goal. Probably wasn't to be an icon. His goal was always to be authentically him, and
Exactly.
someone pictured as an icon. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how he's going to live by is now is an icon. So same thing for you. You're just doing what it is that you love to do every single day, and you're just thankful. And someone will say, like, "Oh my God, she's a superstar," or "She's this, she's that." But ideally, you know that you're Kathy. You know what I'm saying? Like at the
Yeah.
end of the day, I sleep. I'm Kathy. Whatever you guys want to call me, I know who I am, and that's just kind of that picture that he was painting. Just do
Mhm.
what it is that you love and give back in the sense of it. Because I always believe that someone I was doing another interview and I would always remember that she said this. 'Cause I think it was so good that God gives you a gift, but it's not for you, it's for others, right? So the things that you're able to do
Yep.
is you're really gifting all your talents for others to see that you can be creative, that you could be, a model, that you can be a dancer, that you can act,
Mhm.
that you can love your fitness and your health, and you can overcome challenges. So when I heard that, I'm like, ooh, that was deep. I got to take that one.
Yeah.
And it's kind of what he just mentioned
So
to you, right? Is
true.
that he just giving his gift to the world. So
So true. So so true.
anything else that you want to leave a young Latina, a young woman of color? We spoke about woman empowerment earlier. Anything that you would love to leave, or what is that message that you want to leave to them?
I always say this. I said this in another interview. A younger Latina, know that you have it in you to become who you want to be. And for the Latinas who are already considered to be old or their 20s, I always say don't ever lose the inner child in you, because that inner child in you is who are you truly meant to be, like being just fearless and bold and courageous. And when we were little girls saying that we wanted to be an astronaut, a firefighter, like always have that fire within you. Um, but always put in the work and always give your faith, or if you believe in God, always talk to him. He's always talking back to you, and he's always showing you possibilities and ways that you can do what you want to do, and it's instilled in your heart. So never give up, period, point blank. That's it. Don't give up.
Love it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love it. Thank you so much for your time, Kathy. Um, Guys, this has been Know Your Worth TV, another nominee that you get to see at the second annual Spotlight Award. And we didn't mention in the beginning, but always remember that a lot of these times that we're putting on something, there's always time to also give back. So the Content Creators Experience is actually giving back a percentage of the proceeds that they gain from that event to two organizations, and one is going to be filling empty wombs, and the other one is, let me make sure that I got that one correct. It is youngdreams.co. So you definitely want to go ahead and get your tickets today. And if you want to follow Kimora, you want to see some more dope stuff, this is her social media right here. Go ahead, and she doesn't really need to follow. She's still going to do what she do anyway. But if you want to go ahead and follow her, go ahead and follow her. It has definitely been a pleasure, guys. My name is Ephraim. This has been Know Your Worth TV, and we'll see you on the next episode.